Hello everybody and welcome to another The Rapple video. Today we're doing a Demeter guide, but first we're starting off with the Demeter build order. For those who don't know much about Greek, I'm just quickly gonna be showing you the build order and we jump right over the guide after we finish. So that's gonna take around 4 minutes. Let's go. So we're sending the 4 starting villagers over to food. Scout to watch around, looking for settlements and everything. The next 2 villagers from the town center will go over to gold. Let's drop a storehouse like that. And we're looking for pigs, gold mines, settlements. I already found 2 of my settlements. Looking whether they're worth grabbing at some point or not. Looks like quite helpless. No hunt around or gold mines. We'll scout better very soon. And after having 2 on gold, we're going to put 1 villager on a strangler tree. You could either put it here, or I'm just gonna put it next to the storehouse so we have no walking time. Let's grab those goats underneath the town center. And now the next 3 villagers from the town center will go over to food. Make sure you kill those wild animals right next to the granary, because that gives us 0 walking time. They gather 15 food and immediately drop it off there. So always make sure you kill those wild animals as close as possible to the granary. Very efficient. Go for some more scouting. If you have the APM, you can always use a goat to see your corner. And once you have 150 gold, we grab the 2 gold villagers, drop a temple, and one of them will shift back to gold mine. One of them will stay there and pray for a little while. Once we have 7 villagers on food, we are going to train 2 villagers on a wood line. We're about to build a storehouse. Make sure you bring your goats next to your temple, nearby your temple, because remember, as Demeter, one of the main bonuses is the herdables boost gather rate on temple. So we generate favor faster basically by doing that. And the very last villager from the town center will go over 2 gold before we click up. It's a nice fast advance, needing basically no house for now. And we age up through Pan. Very unique, one of the new gods, minor gods for Demeter. And we want to gather up to 17 favor. I'm going to tell you why. Because when we play Demeter, we are looking to build a second age hero, which costs 2 favor. And we are also looking to grab this upgrade here, Pan's Pioneers, which costs 100 gold and 15 favor. So 2 favor for the hero, 15 favor for this upgrade. And why do we need this upgrade? We need this upgrade here, Pan's Pioneers, because once we build a village center or a settlement, we get Lykaon out. If we build a village center, we get 1 free Lykaon out upon completion of the village center. But if it's a normal town center, we get 2 Lykaons out. So extremely helpful, very powerful, boosts your economy a lot early on. So make sure you at least have 17 favor total, so you can grab it whenever you're looking to build a town center. So we're edging up again through Pan. We build the ORPHEUS hero as fast as possible. And we no longer need that many villagers on food. So I'm gonna be building 1 house with 1 of them, and I'm gonna be switching 2 others around. I wanna have around 5 on wood and around 3 on gold. Now that I have 17 favor, I switch the favor villager over to gold. Because remember, we need 17 favor total. I'm gonna be scouting slightly more my opponent. And we keep 4 on food. Orpheus, you can either grab a relic or you can just stay nice in defense. and defensive with it. There is a build Orpheus can sometimes be used for aggressive playstyle. You can sometimes rush your temple against some sieves and get him out as fast as possible before you even click up to the classical, and you can send him over your opponent's base, because in the current patch, Orpheus has full damage in the Archaic Age. So you can use it very early on to harass enemy villagers. Maybe not against Hades if there's sentinels, maybe not against Japanese because they have the Mikos to heal stuff and everything. But you might see yourself building this time to time, way earlier. So, alright. We're gonna be putting the Lykaon from the temple over to gold, and we're training a couple of villagers to gold as well. We can use a villager from food to build another house, since we're using wood and gold, and put the goats near the temple, next to the temple, so whenever we put a villager there, we just generate favor faster. We're training villages on gold, as you can see, because we're looking to build a fast village center. And what's the reasoning for the village center? Where, well, the main bonus we talked about, the herdables just previously, near the temple, that's one. Town and village centers spawn herdables on age up. Works on village centers, quite helpful, delays the farm transition. Quite good, you spawn herdables in your base with a village center. Buildings build faster when close to gold mines. This matters a lot, this one here. Building build faster when close to a gold mine, because when we're looking to build a village center, we're gonna be doing it near a gold mine. So this would be a perfect location for me to drop a village center, because on the right side I have the chickens, on the left side the gold mine, and on the top side the wood line. So 3 different food sources, or actually just 3 sources I can send villagers to. And what I'm also saying is that buildings build faster near gold mines, right? So if you're gonna drop a fortress over here to secure a gold mine, it's gonna be built way faster. If I wanna drop a village center here, it's gonna be built way faster because the gold mine is right next to it. So this is what I'm aiming for. I have my hero to defend. If scouting your opponent with your Kataskopos, if you see your opponent rushing you, building units as fast as possible, feel free to build your hero before you, the second edge hero, before you get your village center up. But we're now building villages on gold because the hero, the village center, and punch pioneers cost gold as well. So this is what I'm gonna be doing for now. Remember, we're playing a defensive god. You can slow down your opponent pretty much by casting this wither on a wood line. I'm gonna be looking for a wood line. And upgrade this, since we're looking to grab a town center. Upgrade before we start aging up. I mean, before we start building the village center. So I might be building a military barracks since I'm floating some wood. I'm gonna be force dropping those villagers, and I'm gonna be dropping the village center. Literally, check this out. 28 seconds to build the village center. It builds so fast because first of all we're using 7-8 villagers basically, and second of all because it's built next to a gold mine. The boost, it's being boosted right now. I'd like to see a graphic where the developers add something, some light or some empowerment, so we know that these buildings are being boosted, but it's not the case. Anyways, we're gonna be separating those villagers on chickens and gold, and we're basically looking to now defend our bases. We get the Lykaon for free upon completion, and we're all nice and happy about that. So now it's gonna come down to defending our base from any potential push and everything. So this was pretty much the build order for Demeter. Now we'll move over the guide. If you would like to see more guides like that, I run a website called therapple.pro, where I offer Age of Mythology courses for all levels, also discounted. What I've done is basically I've managed to fit most of my Age of Mythology knowledge in one page. So what you basically get, this is the beginner course from 0 up to 1400 ELO, where you get to learn the general counter system, human soldier counter system, quiz test at the end of every chapter for you to test what you've learned from the videos, every single unit explained in Age of Mythology and how to use it, army positioning and attack move, hotkeys, macro and micro in theory and in practice, scouting, decision making, and every single build order for all of those gods on land and on water. At the advanced course, for those who have actually practiced the game plenty of hours, this is from 1400 elo up to 2k elo, where what you basically get is to learn how to reach success at Age of Mythology, town center counter system, how do you react to a fast second town center or to a third one, or what is your follow-up, test quiz at the very end of every chapter to see what you learn from the videos, winning condition for every single civilization, notes for you to take, and then analysis, pro-recorded game analysis, where I play against the best players of the world, the Mista, Recon, both. High-level analysis of tournament preparation games, games that haven't been shown mostly out there that you can now learn from me. And at the very end, you also get to learn how to draft if you're looking to play in a tournament. Just like Pandora's Box 2, sign-ups have opened. If you're looking to participate for fun or for practice for a tournament, this is an opportunity for you to go for. Thank you for your attention, and let's jump over the Demeter guide. Alright, and hello again. We will be slightly fast forwarding the build order since I already made a chapter for it. And we gotta remember about the key aspects of this guide. So we're basically doing a build order for a fast Archaic Age ORPHEUS out to harass economy as soon as possible. And then we're doing a nice villager split that will allow us to basically build 2 Lykaons once we age up, and we get 1 for free, so that's 3 already out, 3 villagers ahead already, with the minor god Pan. And we stop at 6 Lykaons total, the key I was talking about if you missed the build order chapter. We wanna stop at 6 Lykaons total with this guide, because that is basically when we no longer have overcommitted to that, and around there we can use those 6 Lykaons to basically hunt most of the map, and instead of basically using wood and gold to build extra Lykaons from the temple, we use the wood and gold we gather to build town centers that also give us 2 Lykaons for free upon completion. That's Demeter's big bonus over here, if you see. I believe it's the... No, it's not her bonus, but it's her upgrade here in the minor god Pan. Pan's Pioneers. Upgrading Pan's Pioneers, once we are looking to grab a second town center, will be giving us 2 Lykaons on its settlement. So that's better than manually building even more Lykaons. So the magical number, once again, is 6 Lykaons total. So ORPHEUS is out. The reason we're doing ORPHEUS in the Archaic Age is because he has his full damage. As you can see, we're in the Archaic Age, and clicking on the UI, we see 5 pierce damage per second. The only Greek hero that has his full damage in the Archaic Age. So we gotta take advantage of that. We don't know yet whether that will be changed in the future, but at least something we can take advantage right now. Alright. Especially if your opponent has a forward gold mine, this will be quite useful for you to do. We're aging up, and you see the villager split. Like 4 on wood. You can either do it with 5 on wood or 4. I specifically put 4 here to try it out, but usually 5 is better. And 4 or 5 on gold. So if you wanna do it exactly like I did in the build order chapter, just grab one of these gold villagers, put it on wood, so we have a total of 5 there. 4 here, 4 on food, 2 on favor, and the herdables over the temple, because they boost the villager gather rate, favor generation basically. So keep those there. You see we already have 26 favor. Will easily allow us to get some Lykaons out. So while using the ORPHEUS to harass for a long time, you will be using the Lykaons to hunt. And why is that? First of all, because they're kinda unraidable, you know, and they can fight back. And once you upgrade them, then you can literally transition from a wolf back to a villager, or from a villager back to a wolf manually, whenever you like it. But be aware, your opponent might be trying to attack those in the early game, so yes, just be aware of that. You see that I have some hand very near my temple, so I will be eating that. The reason we want to put the Lykaons on hand, or on food in general, is because they have boosted gather rates on food. So why would we put them on gold? They would count exactly as a villager, but have higher gather rates on herdables, hunt, and let's say you wanted to play this even further defensively. What you would do is you would drop a granary here, and you would gather food from those goats, from the goats using the Lykaons. You would have the temple waypoint over the goats here, but I'm fine here. I'm keeping my opponent busy with the Orpheus, so I'm very confident that I can just hunt since this is very close to my temple. Already a second Lykaon is out, another one is on the way. So by that time, we're already ahead by 3 villagers once the third Lykaon is out. And we're only like 5 minutes into the game. So this is why I believe this is a nice and strong build for us. Even if you end up being attacked seriously, you always have yourself like a mini ceasefire. Their Guardian Meadow, where you can cast it on top of your hand, and those Lykaons will be gathering no problem for the next 2-3 minutes around there. But yes, obviously you'll get your second hero out as well, and you're training villagers on gold, around 8 or 9 I believe, because the Lykaons basically cost, as you can see, wood and gold. With 2 on favor, 2 on favor is more than enough, and we need around 5 to 7 on wood, because you also want to get a couple of houses, a military barracks, or whatever you need to defend against your opponent. Sometimes it can be cavalry if you're against the Chinese. Yeah, so in this case we do see the spearmen, so I'm responding with hoplites because I can at least catch up to the spearmen, and they also beat the spearmen in a 1v1 combat. So that's what I'm doing. So we have 3 Lykaons out at the moment. We need 3 more, because as I said earlier, 6 is the magical number. You will be the defender. If you do this build, which is quite strong in my opinion for Demeter, you will be defending. As you can see, I have set up myself for a defensive game. I have the buildings in my base, I have my heroes and a couple of units defending those Lykaons, and I'm not attacking. We shouldn't be attacking right now, because we're basically economy booming. When I get up to 6 Lykaons, let the economy get better slowly, and later we will be attacking. So, while you're busy defending, you should also be checking out with your scout what's going on. I saw a barracks, and I saw a market and an armory, so it looked like my opponent could possibly be going to the heroic age, but at the end of the day, my opponent chose to just grab a second town center to catch up to the Lykaon economy from the looks of it. But that's no big deal. We can always train a Pegasus and check this out, and check out, you know, check on the settlements, or check with a hoplite. I think this is what I'm gonna be doing. I really wanna know whether my opponent grabbed the town center or not. You will build yourself a Pegasus. And seeing those spearmen, I'm also responding with a couple of archers. Looks quite sketchy for me, seeing that my opponent has the army here on the right side. It makes me feel like he's on a second town center, so I truly need to check this out. So I'm first checking on the left side. I do see that hunt, and seeing that my opponent's army is busy defending the right side, that means his left side is entirely open. So this is where I choose to attack, to go forward. And now that we do have 6 Lykaons on food, the magical number I was talking about, we no longer need 2 on favor, we just need 1. So I switched my villager over to gold, and we're slowly going to the heroic age, since this doesn't look like a classical age commitment. None of us is basically looking to be super aggressive, so Behind that, we can always get up to Curse, to Aphrodite, and gain a big advantage. So I push my opponent off hand. And I should be defending against a couple of Spearman raids. Now you see myself. You see me checking on the settlements. I check his forward settlement. I also want to check this settlement right now, because it looks quite sketchy. Whenever you play Demeter, make sure you check on enemy town centers, as well as forward hand. You wanna know what your opponent is doing, whether he's booming or not. Or if your opponent is rushing you, so you can respond accordingly and build plenty of units yourself to defend. This is not the case right now. He's going heroic, so I'm also going heroic. And I have a better economy with 6 Lykaons. So I'm all happy for that. You can always play aggressive when you play Demeter, because you don't need... Sometimes, when you see yourself grabbing a town center like this, I just scouted with a Pegasus. I know that there is literally nothing safe this town center can train villagers to. Everything is exposed. All of those resources are exposed. The gold mine, the hunt, the wood line. I know that my opponent basically has some backhand, because I also do. So I can always send just very few units, 3 or 4 units to hit him in the back, while also maintaining map control in front of his base. So whenever you play Demeter and you're on 1 town center, and you see your opponent on 2 town centers, that means your army is gonna be better, your army is gonna be bigger. So this is something you should take advantage of, and basically attack and push offhand your opponent, push him off gold mines, because you will be able to force farms. If you force farms, it's huge, because you've been hunting the entire map, so you have extremely high gather rates, and your opponent is spending the extra resources he gathered from booming on 2 town centers into farms, while you're not doing that. So you maintain higher gather rates, and you waste your opponent's resources by forcing him to build farms. So here's a little trick for you. A strong player will notice that you're doing Lykaons, and he's gonna try to attack them. So those villagers will be transformed into wolves if they get attacked, whether you like it or not. So this is when you should be upgrading them. Once one of the Lykaons get attacked, you should get the upgrade, because we cannot transfer them back to being villagers if they're not upgraded. So for those who are asking me, when should I upgrade them? Do that once one of your Lykaons or more have been attacked, so we can switch them back to being villagers, and then they will be completely safe from raids. They cannot get raided, because they transform, and they can kill literally anything, whether it's cavalry, spearmen hitting you. Those things will be winning the fights. So you can hunt out without even using walls when you train Lykaons. So I'm getting the upgrade, so I can switch them back to being villagers. And I'm pushing my opponent off resources, like zebras, gold mines. I've sent myself an Nemean lion over the back. You can always do small group raiding. You can see a hero is hitting some villagers here, a Nemean lion hitting the back villagers here, sneaking it around the base all the way here, and attacking the front with the rest of the army. If you have the APM, go for it. If you don't have the APM, it's okay to play in one location and try to check the left side with one unit. That doesn't take too much APM to literally select one unit and send it separate, and then keep the main army on the most important position, like gold mines. Alright, I'll go slightly faster here. We no longer need to go that slow, because Demeter gets the power spikes in the heroic age. Whether you're playing the other minor god or this one, we have Curse, so that's a big power spike. And if we ever get caught, we will have our Arcadian Meadow to help us out, either escape or, you know, save ourselves from a terrible situation if we get surrounded and we're about to lose the entire army and everything. And make sure you upgrade the economy upgrades if you're on 1 town center. Even on 2. the only exception when you shouldn't get Boso and Shaft Mine is when you are under heavy pressure. That's when you shouldn't upgrade them, whenever you are under pressure. But since we are the attackers, since we're the ones attacking, we can go for Shaft Mine and Boso. And it'll be quite... Those upgrades are amazing. Those economic upgrades are amazing. So while the opponent is busy building units because he's scared of you pushing him, you're also upgrading the economy behind that, and you're good to go. So I'm slowly looking to take a fight or to get a curse, since I said, guys, that curse is a nice power spike for you when you play Demeter. And we're not doing anything too crazy right now. Getting a fortress to secure a wood line and a gold mine, as well as some hunt, is always a good idea. Extra military academies, or archery ranges, I should say. And it's about you get map control when you play Demeter in the mid game. So you always start defensively. Okay, you do have an Orpheus in Archaic Age harassing, but after that, you're mostly playing defensively. Around Heroic Age, in the mid game, is where you shine as Demeter. You either cast your curse, and you push forward, try and take some nice fights. But as you can see, even at this point, I'm not really overcommitting. I'm just applying soft pressure. This is called soft pressure, where we maneuver around the opponent's base, making sure we keep him away from resources, but not really taking a serious fight unless we're at full population. So, having secured myself gold mine and another gold mine and have my fortress up, I'm looking to go mythic. You will be looking to go mythic and slowly start dropping some town centers so you don't fall too behind in the civilian count. You can go slightly faster here. And you can see, once again, I'm applying soft pressure. Nothing crazy, no big commitment. I'm just pushing away villagers and I'm retreating. This is the so famous called hit and run, where you just check on resources around the map, you check on wood lines, you check on gold mines. You use small army groups to push your opponent that are quite efficient. And if your opponent has a bigger army than yours, you just retreat. You don't need really to take a fight and risk losing your entire army to anything like that. If your opponent tries to raid you, you just save the villagers, you upgrade your towers. As you can see, I'm doing that right now. And once again, before building your town center, remember that you upgrade the... We said it's called... it's right here. Yes, the Punch Pioneers. We upgrade Punch Pioneers. And check this out. I got 2 free Lykaons from the second town center. And they also have the upgrade from previously. So I can always, you know, transfer them back to being villagers if they get attacked. I know some people might call me crazy for saying that, but I'm not really a big fan of Persephone. And the reason is because I know that it will sound crazy to some of you, but I'm not a fan of Underworld Invasion. Hephaestus is way better of a Mythic Age god for now, because he's way safer. You get all of your armory upgrades for a super cheap price, and it's just once again, it's just safer, and it's better for a semi-fast mythic to go Hephaestus because we haven't taken any serious fights, so I'm not getting instantly value from going to the Mythic Age if I age up through Persephone. While if I play Aphrodite and Hephaestus, I immediately get value, and it's a safer play if I wanna play for the long-term game. Alright. So you will be busy. You will be having 3 armories already. Trying to 2 or 3 armories, I have 2, okay. Upgrading everything for an extremely cheap price, as you can see. And you will be the defender until you are full population and have all of the armory upgrades. You will be upgrading economy as well if you're not under pressure. I'm not really under pressure right now. And you will be looking to get your siege out, Helepolis, to push out big building locations. Like Migdols, settlements, and everything. Since my opponent is spamming out slingers... Yes. Since my opponent is spamming out slingers, I'm choosing to go for a mass of peltasts. If my opponent was doing camel riders, I would be doing hoplites and possibly a couple of prodromos. If my opponent was doing spearmen, I would be doing more hippaspists. So you gotta play around in the army compositions, so you always match your opponents. And a good usage of wither is on farms, because those farms cost gold, and Egyptians, and if you're applying pressure on the Egyptian gold mines, then they're gonna have an issue with that. So, alright. And it's slowing down, from the looks of it, it's slowing down villagers and everything. So, good for you. Alright. As you saw here, what I mentioned earlier, if your villagers get attacked, they will become myth units and they will kill the raiders. And you can then switch them back to gathering stuff. So yes, with your archer mass and the Helepolis, you will be pushing down locations, and at that point you'll be so ahead economically that it's about spamming units at some point. Slowly trying to grab more town centers if necessarily. And whenever, yes, as I did here, whenever you have extra favor, you can always recast your Mido to save a location. Like I saved this town center using that. And I'm trying to push the main base. So, the very important things... Oh, yeah, this was a nice little trick I want to talk about. Once I saw Tornado, I tried to garrison as many peltasts as I could over the Helepolis. And they were saved. So how many of them were saved? 5 here, another 5 here, and 2 in the one in the middle. So I saved 12 peltasts from the tornado. It could have been worse. All of them could have died, but I managed to garrison during the tornado. They were saved. I only lost another, what, 15 of them? Maybe 20? A big amount of them, but still. Still, it's a nice save to at least save a couple of units. And you can see me just booming right now, grabbing town centers, getting extra Lykaons for free that help out, and playing for full population and everything. Go faster at that point, because it would be just you dominating if you have done all of those things well enough. And you can always upgrade your siege once you have 4 of them or 5 of them. Have 5 at this point. And yes, nothing truly special at that point. You will be just dominating if you play Demeter the way I'm showing here, and quite excited to see how it goes for other players as well. So, this was pretty much the Demeter guide. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next video.